Alright guys, today we're diving into the real story behind the Peaky Blinders. Yup, they were actually real. But heads up, the truth might disappoint you a little. Let me explain. And hey, if you haven't seen the show yet, dude, you're seriously missing out. The cinematography? Insane. The sets? Gorgeous. The show literally boosted tourism in the area. The outfits, the acting, the soundtrack, everything just pulls you straight into the 1920s, right into the world of these badass Irish gypsy gangsters. But, was it really like that? Did Thomas Shelby actually exist? Let's break it down. So between 1870 and 1900, during the Industrial Revolution, big cities were crawling with young gangs. In Manchester you had the Scuttlers, named after the sound their jackets made when they ran off. In London, the Hooligans. And in Birmingham? The Sluggers. Slug meaning hard work. And from those guys, on a rough street called Adderley, came the Peaky Blinders. They were one of many criminal youth gangs in England, coming straight out of the poorest parts of Birmingham. They ran neighborhoods like Wathersley and Small Heath, yeah, same one from the show. But here's the first big difference, the real story happens around the 1890s, not the 1920s like in the show. Their style though, pretty spot on. Nice jackets, overcoats, vests, neckerchiefs, leather boots, and of course, those iconic flat caps. That fancy look is what made them stand out from other gangs. Their hair? Short on the sides and back, same style we see in the show. And their girlfriends had their own look too, super flashy dresses, dripping in pearls and jewelry, colorful scarves, and bangs that covered one eye. Think early 1900s emo vibes, but classy. Sadly, their relationships weren't all glam, the guys were often violent toward them, even in public. Violence was basically their brand. There's this legend that their name, Peaky Blinders, came from sewing razor blades into their caps to slash people's faces. Sounds epic, right? Yeah. Sorry to burst that bubble. That probably never happened. Razor blades weren't even common until the mid-1890s, and they were super expensive. Most historians say the name just came from peaky, slang for those caps, and blinder, meaning someone stylish or sharp-looking, like, that guy looks blinding. So basically, sharp-dressed dudes with flat caps. Early on, they did small-time stuff, stealing bikes, breaking into houses, mugging drunks, beating people up with whatever they could grab, belts, fireplace tools, bits of iron, even forks. One of their guys, Thomas McLeod, made headlines in 1890 for sending a man to the hospital after a brutal fight. He got 9 months of hard labor for it, and that's when newspapers first started talking about the Peaky Blinders of Small Heath. Then you've got Babyface, arrested at 19 for stealing a bike in 1904. Another kid, David Taylor, was caught at just 13 carrying a loaded gun. The name Peaky Blinders started popping up in the papers a lot, their street fights were getting bloodier and crazier. By 1895, they were causing huge riots. Cops tried to break up a 30-man bar fight, and when they arrested one blinder, the rest of the gang literally beat up the police to get him back. Wild stuff. By the early 1900s, they'd expanded, no longer just petty theft. Now it was protection rackets, fraud, bribery, smuggling, kidnappings, and betting scams. For nearly 30 years, they ruled parts of Birmingham, one of the world's biggest industrial cities at the time. Most of the leaders were Irish with Romany roots, so yeah, the gypsy background in the show checks out. But the more powerful they got, the more attention they drew from an even bigger gang, the Birmingham Boys, led by Billy Kimber, who disappear in the show. In fact, it's very likely that Thomas Shelby was based on the real Billy Kimber. In real life, Kimber was smart, charming, and ruthless. When the Peaky Blinders tried to move in on his turf, especially in the horse racing business, all-out gang wars broke out. By around 1914, right before World War I, the Peaky Blinders were basically done for. The war sent their men off to fight, rival gangs got stronger, and the police cracked down harder than ever. Schooling got better, kids had more opportunities, and people started moving out of the slums. The gang just faded away. By the 1930s, the Birmingham Boys had full control of central England, politically and criminally. As the Peaky Blinders name died out, it turned into a generic label for any violent young street gang. Meanwhile, Billy Kimber became the most powerful gangster in England, running operations in London and cutting deals with other cities. So yeah, in real life, the Peaky Blinders weren't nearly as powerful or cool as the show makes them seem. The real story's way smaller in scale. But Billy Kimber? Totally real. The show's creator, Stephen Knight, actually based it on his own family history. His dad's uncles were bookies connected to the original Peaky Blinders. So yeah, it's inspired by true events. But let's be honest, the real Peaky Blinders were nowhere near as badass, or as good looking, as Cillian Murphy.